I was at the Pentagon and a senior analyst was briefing my boss, this general officer. So the presentation pops up, he starts going through the slides, and my heart sinks. Immediately, strike one, I look at the font and it's not the approved font for the department. I know that seems minuscule, but I see my boss write down ATD, which is attention to detail. The next slide, I look at it and it is crazy. Tons of words, tons of graphs, and it's not really clear where this briefing is going. Strike two. So the gentleman progresses to the next slide, and that's when my general officer just says, "Hey, stop." He looks at me and says, "No, we're going to try this again." Here's the lesson. You can have the best ideas, the best content, and be fully prepared, but tank a presentation. What I desperately needed was an AI wingman. Today, we focus on teaching that wingman how to build a presentation that can help you move forward. So, welcome to Module 6, the Instant Presentation Architect. One of my courses in my doctorate really focused on executive communication and how to make sure you get your point across. This is a really simple framework, which is rapid. And we think about, am I choosing the right tool? Have I thought about the audience? Is this a purpose driven structure? Am I being intentional, especially with the visuals? And is this delivery ready content? Now, I have an advanced course that goes over how to talk like a general officer or a CEO and using AI Wingman to help you with that. But for now, we've got to get the basics. You might be tired of hearing that your AI Wingman should never start or finish your project. It's always in between. So here's what the workflow should look like. You want to brain dump. Don't touch a tool until you've asked yourself some questions. Think about what you really want, gain that clarity, already start to red team yourself and go, is this supposed to be a meeting? Could this be an email? Everything that we've done in these previous modules kind of helps you to get to this point where you go, yes, this needs to be a presentation. This is what I want. And I am in violent agreement. That's something that former Secretary of Defense Mattis used to always say that this is what I want. Now, once you've done your brain dump, it's helpful to start to organize and categorize what's the information, where does this potentially fit, and try to make a little bit more sense of it. You want to think about your structure, which I'll show you the different types of presentations in the next section. You want to think about the tool because sometimes you don't have the flexibility. And then, and only then, do you welcome your AI wingman in. If you remember anything, is that when you go back and forth with AI, do it 2 or 3 times. When I'm modeling this for you, I'm doing it only once, but take the extra 5, 10 minutes and go back and forth, ask questions, give it a little bit more context. Maybe you forgot something. Oh, my boss, they really like football. How could I throw a football analogy into this? And it could be very subtle, but still be impactful. The more we iterate, the better this presentation can be. As a word of warning, though, when you do that, make sure it doesn't make crazy changes to your presentation. Sometimes it will forget content. So you can always say, hey, when you made that update, did you take away any? And then finally, when we think about as you are getting to the point where you want to polish and perfect, you go back to the human. You say, have I put dates in? Have I put sources? Have I checked fonts? Have I done a spell check? Oh my gosh, the amount of times people do presentations and don't do spell checks. So here are your 5 presentation types. You can copy paste this, put it into your AI wingman so it's smarter. And of course, if you're feeling a little bit analog, print this out so you can reference it. And when we think about what tools to use, there are a ton. And part of this course is to remember we don't fall in love with the tool. So much of the brainstorming, so much of the organization and the content by using your AI wingman will really help you regardless of what tool it is. And so if your company only has PowerPoint or Google Slides, then you're going to be okay. As part of your download for this section, you can see that I've done a tool comparison. So as you look at this tool comparison, one potential thing is if you want to do a presentation, just say, I notice our presentations aren't that great. Why don't we purchase this software? You can put this to the test. Now, let me share with you the master presentation prompt. I've worked on this quite a bit. It's been an iterative process for sure. And what I like about it is that it's very simple and it doesn't take a lot of time and it will get you to a much better starting point than if you don't use it. So let's go ahead and jump in. Now, feel free to pause this, copy paste, and work through it, or you can work through it with me and then continue at the end of this section to think about your next presentation and how you would use it. So, we are back in our AI Wingman, and I've copy pasted the text, it's gone through it. And this prompt allows me to either brain dump or answer each question from there. And so, I'm going to do a little bit of a brain dump. I am giving an update brief on the Fellows project that we are working on. Actually, a better title is part of the Fellows project is a mentorship matching program. So let's call it that instead. And I want to go over some of the challenges that we have had and also some of the opportunities that we've seen. I want to show that since we've initiated this mentorship program, we have seen a 20% increase in projects being completed. One of the pain points was that we weren't sure how to match mentors and mentees. And we've been working with IT and we have an in house solution that won't cost any money. It will take about 15, 20 hours to work on and then some maintenance once a week to maintain that. Additionally, I want to discuss the fact that we've created a couple of documents that are really helpful. One is a kind of, hey, what should I expect if I'm a mentor? The other one is for the mentee. Then I have a pre-form that both parties fill out prior to meeting and afterwards as well. It's got different questions, but that allows for the conversations when they meet to be a little bit better. At this point, really, this is an update brief. I want to know what's going on. Let me know how much content and context that gives you, and then we can see if you need anything else to make a great presentation. Do I want to say anything else? I want to use Gamma. I got the freedom to use Gamma on this. So that's the tool. And it should be about like a 30-minute briefing. It takes my recording, transcribes it, and I press enter. So it is this outline with the do outs. It's come up with the slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, going from there. And then because in the prompt, I've asked it to talk about objections and responses, these are some potential questions that the audience may ask. And it's come up with my 30-second elevator pitch and a recommended prompt for Gamma. Very cool. A little bit of suggestions of how I could make this better. Anything else that's got like some consideration? Could you include one success story vignette? Ooh, I like that. And it gives me a bonus of how could you do it in 3 slides if you want it to be executive. It's going to ask me if I want to format it into the Gamma ready text blocks or just copy paste it. I felt pretty good actually with what it's created. And so I'm going to go ahead and copy that and then put it into Gamma. So I'm in Gamma and I have 2 options. I've got the paste in text, generate, or import a file. And what I like about this is let's say you've got an old briefing, you could import that file and try to mimic some of it. The generate is just a very quick and easy, and it gives you ideas of presentations. So once again, I hate it when we start with AI. So we're going to do the paste in text. I've asked it to, it's creating a document for me. I don't want that. I want it to be a presentation. You can see it does have different options, whether that's a web page, document, a social from there. I'm going to copy paste this in here and it's going to ask me what I want to do with this content. And I'm going to, I want to preserve the exact text. I will press preserve this exact text and then I will continue to the prompt editor. And then what I'll say is, I don't need you to put the actual text of headline. I just need you to know that it's the headline. I also want to say do not display the speaker note. That is for me, not for the actual presentation. Now, on AI, it did give me a recommended prompt So I'm going to go back, copy paste that. And so now I've got that information in there. And on the left hand side, you can see I've done preserve. I've chosen what language I want. I can mess around with colors. There's some psychology about different colors to think through. If your company has one, sorry, you're stuck with it. But in this case, always try to do light versus dark. I know dark looks really cool, but think about printing and also consider things like red, green, colorblind. With your images, you can make it AI images, you can do stock photos, web images, illustrations. That's kind of good to know. The stock images also are not proprietary, so that keeps you sort of out of the gray area with that. You can talk about what image style you want, and then you can add keywords. And so I'm going to add the keyword clean. And yeah, this is for education. So I want it to be professional for this academic environment. And I'm going to see what it does. Great. So I timed this. This was 20 seconds, not too bad. And we now have our slides. You can see that it's done pretty well. It used the AI images, it chose the colors that I wanted. It's talked about the percentage I want to go through. It's kind of a random picture here, which doesn't correlate to that. So I'm going to edit that. But I do like this, and it's taken into consideration what I'm looking for. I may need to look into it a little bit more deeply, though, because it's showing like pre-program, is that correct? Are they at 65% and now are they at 85%? It's actually guessed on that. And so if you need to make an adjustment, then you need to talk to it, and you would do that edit with AI. And you can say it was, 25% to start with, not 65%. And then on the right hand side, it's going to make that adjustment, which is actually pretty cool. It says it's correcting the starting data, and it jumps down and it says, hey, it's fixed. And now we've got this 25% and increasing to 85% post program. Well, that's actually not 20%. Ugh, okay. So this is where you can see that when we just rely on AI, it's kind of dumb. So it's like, no, that's not 20%. What is a 20% leap from 25%? So you may even have to do the math for it and then say, I want the bar to be at this percentage for it to be correct. And you'll have to go back and forth and talk through that. Or let's say I want a disk chart instead. Let's pretend like we've corrected that in terms of the actual number. It will sit there and try to think through what makes the most sense. So I really do enjoy that you can chat with AI. You can do it for the entire document, or you can do it for each one of the subsections. And now it's made this adjustment. And then you go, okay, do I like that? Or is this kind of weird and not helpful? With this being said, pretty easy to manipulate, delete information. I can improve the writing. I can ask it to fix spelling and grammar if I copy pasted something in that was incorrect. With this, I can delete the whole picture overall, or I can come up with something else. I can select the layout and say, you know what? I want to change this layout. And then once I'm here, I share it and I can have someone collaborate with it. I can export this as a PDF, a PowerPoint, a Google slide, or a PNG. And just as a comparison, if we do wanted to start with AI and say, make a presentation that goes over a mentorship program, it's going to create an outline. While this is really cool and it's come up with some concepts and information, it's literally just scraped the internet and said, hey, here's what we think it is. And so now I'm having to go in and go, oh my gosh, how much do I need to change? And now it's biased me towards creating my presentation in a certain way. It should be 10 cards, and it's going to be concise but not detailed. And the visuals are going to be a certain way. You can also teach your AI wingman some language audits. And as you're developing your notes, because even if you're coming up with really clean slides, you want to have your own version of those slides with the presenter notes. Two reasons. It keeps us a little bit more organized. And then the second one is often we're just going to forget stuff. We may do a presentation and then be asked 9 months later to do that presentation again. But always make sure that you've taught your AI wingman things to avoid in terms of language that can potentially cause hiccups. It's not necessarily that in the presentation you see it, but if you say it, now the person is being distracted. So, based on my research in leadership development and also going to a ton of meetings, I have listed a couple of common mistakes to avoid, things like burying the ask. And we want to tell a story. Yes, hooks are wonderful, but make sure people know what you're looking for. And then the kind of isms that your company cares about, your organization, whether it's okay, do you have page numbers? Is there too much text? Is there too little text? Are the fonts wrong? All of these things can really derail what would be a fantastic presentation. I've taught my AI wingman my professional details checklist, which says, okay, the military likes an as of date and attribution line. It wants things saved a certain way. And you can teach your AI wingman whatever it needs for your presentations. In your handout, I've improved. In your hand, have included some enhancement prompts, really short, which can help you to modify and get some examples as you're iterating on those slides. And so check those out. They may be very helpful to you. I know we covered a lot of information, but here's your implementation checklist. Remember, you want to start, you're the pilot, you're in charge, get that information. Then you start to build, you work with AI, and as you get ready to present, you ensure that you've taught that wingman and you've checked, okay, what are the ways that this presentation could get messed up or just derailed? That ATD, attention to detail, can truly save you. You have done amazing. Congratulations. I want to remind you that if you get stuck and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't remember what are the different types of decks? What's the structure? What do I do? Reference the end of this document. You'll see the decision deck. You'll see everything in here, the update ones, the challenges, the thing to consider. Feed that to your AI wingman and it'll be much smarter because of it. So now it's your turn. I want you to think about the next presentation that you have and follow those steps. Do the brain dump, choose your tool, go through that rapid element, and start working with your AI wingman. With every module that you complete, you're one step closer to commanding the chaos and overcoming that overwhelm. Up next, we'll help teach your AI wingman how to be a great ghostwriter.